Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekonomics. We are live from home as we've been for the past months and months. Jon is here. Bobby is here. Bryon is lost in the abyss somewhere. We don't know where he is. He could be saving the trees. He could be begging for dollars. We don't know. But he's not here right now. He might pop in randomly. We've tried texting him. We've tried calling him. He could have fallen asleep watching some Netflix show.
I heard he's trying out as the kazooist with Rivers Cuomo.
No, he could be doing that. That's actually not very far from the truth, actually.
Yeah, Yoga Tom.
Yes, yeah. So how's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing with life and the Corona times, as the kids are calling them?
Which kids?
The crazy kids. The crazy Corona kids that are having chain smokers concerts
Oh, hell yeah.
in the Hamptons.
If I'm going to die in 15 days, the last sounds I'm going to want to hear live are the chain smokers. Sorry.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Of all the bands that you're going to die from, I would definitely put Chainsmokers on the top of my list. But so we'll do the usual. I'll play the Bryon position today, and since he's not here. So everyone, tell us about what you've been doing this past week. We'll start with you, Jon. Tell us about how what you've been watching, what you've been doing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, see, yeah, I've been hanging out with him for a long time on this show. I know.
That was pretty good, but it's been pretty uneventful week. I finished my kind of speed run of Westworld because I previously had only gotten through like halfway through season 1 and then kind of trailed off a long time ago. So I just went through speed run, finished season 3 this week. Easily the least good season.
Yes, 3 was not that great.
Even though they had some strong actors, like I love the French actor that plays Rock, but
yes, he was really good. Yeah,
I like him in usually almost everything he does, but it was a little on the weak side. Obviously played a little COD, the boys at night. Other than that, I've just been prepping for the game on Tuesday. Get some more D&D in.
D&D.
Other than that, that has been my uneventful week.
I'm so excited that you're doing that, dude. That's awesome.
It's a good time. It's a good time. I gotta say, I have not usually been a super D&D person, as you all know, but since starting to play bi-weekly with Jon and the guys, I've really gotten back into doing it, and it's been super fun. I'm enjoying it. So, Bobby, what you been up to this past week?
Oh, let's see. I've been enjoying the lovely weather that we've been having. Had my kids' first friends sleepover because
that's like a big thing within the Corona days.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's so basically what you're committing to here. Let's be honest, is having a set of friends that your kids constantly hang out with, that you are willing to kick your family aside for. It's basically saying, yeah, Mom, I know I'm not going to see you until I get a COVID test. Because I'm going to these people, and these are the people I constantly hang out with. Like, these are pool party people. So instead of actually being worried about okay, should I be wearing a mask around these people? They're actually part of the family unit at that point. And dude, in some ways, I think it's the only way to actually survive this with kids. Our kids are going back in a couple of weeks to just sling it with trading masks and sharing gum. I don't know, man. If I were a teacher, I'd ask for more money, or well, I'm not going to say it.
I mean, a lot of teachers are I have a lot of friends and family members who are actually teachers, and they're all petrified, scared.
Yeah, I heard some of them are writing wills already. It's dude.
I mean, it's not like the pro athletes that they could just opt out of the season or opt out of the school year and still keep their jobs like the athletes can.
Yeah.
Like they actually have to like go into work and do stuff and deal with all this and have to, worry about if little Jimmy comes in asymptomatic and spreads it around the classroom,
I know that my sister is completely going virtual. She's not.
Yeah.
She is not having her kids because I mean, let's be honest. Even if their education suffers a little bit, it's at that point. It's not even about the healthcare workers. It's not even about the economy. It's not even about the government. It's not even about anything. It's about the fact that you are putting people who have worked long and hard, loving kids and caring about their education into a point where it's dangerous for them.
Yeah.
And if you don't think about their needs, it's the same sort of thing. Like, well, I'm not going to wear a mask at the grocery store, dude. It's not just the other people that you're shopping with; it's the workers that actually have to work there. What you're actually calling them is a second-class citizen. Which is exactly. What you teachers if you don't put their needs first. Whatever.
Like I experienced over the weekend, my first 2 people out in public at a shopping establishment that were not wearing masks.
Hell yeah.
It's like
alarming, isn't it?
Like I was like, and it's like you just like wonder like, oh, Brian's calling actually, but just like wonder with other people, like it's like, I mean, see what he wants.
Yeah,
Brian, you're on the podcast.
What do you want?
I'm on the podcast.
Yes, we're recording right now.
Oh, I thought we were going at 1 o'clock.
We were, but then John asked if we could do noon, and I said it was up to you, but you never responded back, so we just decided to start at like 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
How was kazoo practice?
Are you able to come on, or are you busy?
I'll be right on.
All right, we'll see you in a minute. Okay, bye.
Dance. Dude, we gotta ask him about his kazoo practice.
I will ask him when he comes on. He's about to come on. But anyways, like I was saying, I was at the liquor store by the house picking up wine for the wife, and this lady was like in front of me as we were walking into the store. No mask whatsoever.
Ooh.
So I thought like, oh, maybe she'll just put it on as she gets closer to the door or when she gets in the door.
Nope.
Never puts a mask on. Walks through the whole store. I do my shopping. She's like in the area where I am, like not like close or anything, but just like in the area. And I'm like, am I the only person that sees this person walking around without a mask on? So then she comes up to the registers around the same time. I'm already in the register. She goes to a different register. And she's like, the first thing she says, lady, is, oh, I know I'm not wearing a mask. My back's been hurting me all day. So I didn't put my mask on.
What? What does
I'm like, how does your back hurting make it you can't wear a mask?
Not having the sins of the world on it, it really is they're dampening my style. So I'm not
and then I went to the grocery store after that, and I'm in the grocery store, and I see this lady. Brian's coming on, and I see these couple ladies walking. This one lady has gloves and a mask on, and her friend pushing the cart in front of her just has gloves on, no mask.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you're worried about getting the germs on your hands, but you're not worrying about getting germs into your face.
You know what could be, and this is very true. Some people just, they have either a doctor's note or something that says, if I do wear this mask, it's actually going to slow down the amount of air I actually need to survive and whatnot.
But if you have like oxygen that you're putting in, like if you have like an oxygen tank or something, then I would say yeah. But if you're walking around normally, I don't understand the reasoning behind the mask thing. It's like saying that you don't have to wear a mask. It's like, I'm not worried about I don't care about you as much, it's just, I don't understand it.
Honestly, it's almost the theme of 2020 at this point. And I hate to say it that way because that's just being mean, but 2020 is like, I'll get mine is the theme of 2020.
But, hello, Brian. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Marc.
We tried texting you and calling you multiple times.
Well, we usually do the show at 1 o'clock, and I was eating lunch, and I don't have my phone on me at all times, like a slave,
Uh,
like a slave to the system.
You got him. Roast him.
yeah.
My cell phone stays on the counter until I'm done with lunch because I don't like to have my phone on me at all times.
Okay.
'Cause needy time is needy time.
Yeah.
Yes, because during this time when we're not really doing anything social, not having your connection to the social world for a couple minutes makes sense. It makes sense.
What Marc is trying to say is that he loves you. Okay.
Yeah, I was worried about you more than I was starting to get worried. I was like, did you fall asleep watching a TV show, or did you trip and fall in the bathtub?
Did
Because you're an
you,
old man. These are things I worry about.
while making toast, writing
Yeah.
out
At your advanced age, we worry about you, and we worry about the things that happen to you.
I appreciate it.
you still have a whole life to live.
I almost texted Allison and was like, "Hey, have you heard from Bryon lately? We're worried. He hasn't responded back to us." But
Is the car
we
running in
decided
the
not to.
garage? Can you check on?
Yeah.
She would just say he's ignoring you.
Yeah, exactly. That's So we went through everyone else except for myself, Bryon, and what we did this past week. So why don't you tell us what you've been up to this past week? Because I'm playing you today.
You're playing me. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
So tell us a bit about what you guys did during the week. What's been going on? How's things been going?
Oh, my God.
I heard you had kazoo practice with Rivers Cuomo.
Yeah, that's what Bobby said you were doing. That's why you weren't around. You
I wish.
were doing your virtual kazoo practice.
That would be cool.
Dude, if anyone needs to be on kazoo on the next album, it's you.
I hope to be on the kazoo.
So Bryon, tell us what you've been up to this past week.
I'm getting my stuff together since normally this is the time I would be. So, let's see.
See, that's the matter. You don't have your stuff written down. You don't know what you did last week.
Now we're doing 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm still
see?
getting my stuff together.
Oh, look at this.
Well, I guess you'll have to wait.
Until you figure out what you were doing.
You can go, Marc.
All right. First off, I got new glasses.
Hell yeah, buddy.
I did them online. Warby Parker.
You told us this last week.
No, but they actually came, and I'm actually wearing them now. So
They look like the same glasses.
they look entirely different. But thanks for noticing. I
I
appreciate you.
Can I
they
ask?
The old ones are metal. These ones are plastic, so they're entirely different. They're not even close to the same look as the old
let
ones.
me see.
I'm wearing them. You
They
don't.
look the same.
How expensive were they?
They're only $175.
Oh,
Lenses and frames.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't want to crap on Warby Park.
Wait, you paid $175 for plastic?
I mean,
No, they're not plastic, but they're not like the metal
we'll talk
frames.
after
They're
the
like
show.
the metal frames with like the plastic, like the
So they're made of wood.
Yeah, exactly. They're made of
Is it-
balsam wood.
You're made out of wood?
They're made out of wood, out of a excavated pirate ship that carries
Yes, polyurethane.
tons of gold to the new
Dude.
world.
Yeah,
That would
polyurethane
be-
wood.
For $175, sure.
That's cheap for glasses. Does anyone like?
No.
Am I like the only one that thinks that that's cheap for glasses?
That's
Yeah.
not cheap.
That's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
What are you talking about?
Go
But
to,
all
glasses
kinds of what
lately?
they do for lens treatment.
dude, go to iBuyDirect.com. Glasses are $30, maybe.
Yeah, but you don't get the same kind of
That's
glass
with
treatment.
Yeah, no, I got like the blue block thing on the lens and the scratch resistant and
You got
the whole 9 yards.
rung. You got rung up, kid. Your bell got rung.
Yeah, the blue stuff is a bullshit. That's a scam. Don't never get that. The blue block
It's
stuff.
way not a scam.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's not.
So good
It is
because I
scam.
have one with it and
Yeah.
one without it, and I can put one on one eye and I can see the difference while looking at a screen.
It's a scam. Look it up. There's a lot of evidence against
Dude, I don't need a scam. I have two different ones, and one of them you can see the blue is dull.
John, just do your research. Look it up. There's a lot of things.
I did research. I literally took the glasses, and they block blue light.
I love it. This is like 4 guys that wear glasses arguing about what kind of glasses.
I'm
you
just
should wear.
saying.
That's exactly what people
I
want
don't
to turn
care
into
what
to
they
listen
see on
to.
the internet. I literally
Yeah.
see them work experimentally. It doesn't
All right,
Yeah.
relax, Sean. It's
Mark,
okay. You
I'll
got
admit,
scammed.
I'll
It's
admit,
okay.
I didn't have the blue block on my old glasses, and now I have it on these glasses, and I do notice a difference. I will say,
All right.
First, I
No,
want
the
that.
screens
I
are duller
did
because
when
the
John.
digital
Especially
screen
from-
has that background blue. And
Well,
you can
especially now with
clearly
all
see-
like basically living on a computer screen, I can
Guys,
definitely tell the difference in like
John,
my eyes
don't
not
get
hurting
all
after.
crazy. I'm just saying there's a lot of evidence against it that is.
You're,
but
you're
I have
asking
a
John
literal-
Francia.
if
Hold
it
on.
works
Wait a
for
minute.
you,
Wait a
if
minute.
it works for you,
Okay.
if it
All
works
right.
for you, I'm happy for you.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Brian Kazaska, you're asking John Francia, who never.
I'm not asking him. I'm
No,
saying.
no. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me finish my sentence. Who never ever admits that he is not right on anything. To
Wait, he's not
admit
right
that he's
on
wrong
anything?
about something.
I'm just saying.
Even if it's like.
If it works for you, great. I'm just saying there's a lot of evidence against it. That's all. But if it works for you, that's great. No skin off my nose. I don't care. I'm just saying it could be, you know.
So basically, what you're saying is, I read something on the internet that says what you see with your literal eyes is false. That's basically
God,
what you're
if
saying.
it works for you, that's great.
Maybe there are some companies that provide a product that is faulty, but mine clearly works. Because my spare pair of glasses does not have it, and my new glasses work so much better, and are so much nicer in my eyes, and I literally can take one to each eye and see the difference.
yeah, that's real good.
Well, then that's good.
All right. Well, I got new glasses.
Hell yeah, buddy.
I also blasted through Umbrella Academy season 2.
And how was it?
It's good. You have to really pay attention.
Well,
I'll
like
tell you
most,
that. So-
like most shows you watch.
No, but this one, like, you have to like
It deals
you have
with
to
a lot of
really like
time travel
pay
and-
attention to a lot of like the little blurps and things. There's a lot of hidden things that you have to like pay attention to. If you don't, you're gonna get lost. So
I
I
still
know
have
Brian,
to
you
get
tried
through
rewatching it and you fell asleep again because you're 90 years old. and
episode
you're a
2,
TV show.
season 1. 20 minutes in and fell asleep. I'll get there eventually.
I also watched the first chapter of Transformers: Battle for Cybertron.
All
It
that.
was very well done, very good. I'm not a huge fan of the artistry of the anime, so
Is-
it was.
It's an anime or is it?
Well, it's like got that drawing style. I mean, it's in English. It's not Japanese or anything, but it's not translated or anything. It's like an actual English show, but they just draw it in anime format. And I'm not like a big fan of that format, so I'm not like used to watching that. So, but it was Transformers, and I wanted to try it out because I heard good reviews about it, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a new take on the old story, which was very interesting. So, I would suggest if you're a fan of the Transformers when you were younger, I would suggest checking it out on the Netflix. And then I watched the first episode of that mob show that you talked about last week, Brian.
The which one?
The mob show that you
Oh,
on
yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It's a very, I would not say it's not a very exciting show. It's not like you have to like.
I like mobster stuff, so for me, it
I
was.
do too, but it was just it was just not like if you're.
It's real life. I mean,
Yeah,
stuff
I mean,
will
if you're
happen.
expecting like a Departed type, you're not. It's not that kind of show. It's a.
No.
It's
It's,
more
I
of a.
mean, then they're taking down the mob. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's no Donnie Brasco, but you know.
but all those are based off of those people.
I agree. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just if you're going in looking for that, that's not what you're gonna get. So, but it's still very well done and very good. But that's what I've been up to this week. So, Brian, you got any news? Have you been able to find anything?
Oh God! I mean, I haven't. I'm one episode away from finishing. I'll See You in the Dark on HBO. The doc about the Golden State Killer.
Yes.
Really good. We are hooked. It's only 5 episodes. It's a docuseries. Patton Oswalt's wife, before she passed away, she was obsessed with the Golden State Killer, and it is really something. It's well put together. It talks about her life, then going into the Golden State Killer, which, yet again, if you lived in the 70s or even the 80s and you're a white male, the cops would protect you. But female, nah. Person of color, nah. Because rape ran rapid. There were so many rapists back in the 70s. And a lot of the times they blamed the victim. And the Golden State Killer got away with it, a lot of it, because egos. People didn't. When he changed to a different location, the districts didn't want to communicate with each other because they were like, "Well, you couldn't catch him. Only we can catch him." But then they wouldn't catch him because they didn't talk to the other officers. But it's fascinating. He raped over 50 people. He killed 10 people, and he was caught not that long ago. I mean.
Yeah, it was fairly recent. It wasn't like a... He
was caught after the book came out. She had passed away.
Yeah.
But because of her research and everything, that really helps.
Because she'd kind of like figured out who it was, right? That was like the whole thing of it. She'd kind of
we haven't watched the last episode. All I know is DNA is the reason why. And yeah, I think what she talked about in her book, but DNA had something to do with it.
Yeah.
And the DNA testing site where you can see your that's how he was caught.
Yeah.
And it's pretty amazing.
I think it's pretty humorous that not only can you find out if you're like a little bit Icelandic or if you're a little bit German, but the cops can find out if you're a killer. I mean, that's a great 23andMe right there.
Well, it's like the 23andMe and even like more than 23andMe because you have to like put in your DNA. It's like you're basically volunteering yourself to be like put into like the system basically.
Yeah, but
yeah. Let's be honest. For all, here's a hot take, Bob. Hot take coming in here. I think we're all actually part of the system.
What was that, Bobby? You broke up as you were saying it.
Then if we were all main system that would track where your position currently was in any given time there was a crime.
Your cell phone.
Minority Report.
Listen. If we want to have a peaceful society with no crime, maybe actual injections that document where we actually are at any given place at any point is the only way that's even possible. Gross.
Yeah, that's like basically your cell phone. It's like documents.
Yeah, but then
where you are at all times.
Then why aren't we solving crimes better?
Because it's against the rules to just, and I don't really know if you're like, how do they know you committed a crime by knowing where you are?
You can use that document, but you can't use it as a search.
Yeah.
If you are a suspect, they can get a warrant to search your cell phone data.
But if they don't know you're the suspect, then how are they going to track you?
But they can't just track everyone. Otherwise, we'd know fucking Bryon went to bookends 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Why like 70 to 80% of all rape allegations go unpunished. So yeah, that's good.
But I mean, every company knows.
Then again, it's like people don't know who raped them.
If
someone knew if they knew who the person that raped them was, then
if you accuse the person and the person was a suspect, you can get
you can find out if their phone was in that area.
I'm just talking about microchipping people personally.
That's probably not the best idea.
Oh, and it's
a little crazy, man.
Yeah, that's a little.
We already are microchipped.
1984.
Our cell phones know exactly where we are at all times.
Well, except for you, Bryon. Except during lunchtime, because it wouldn't know where you were. You could leave your phone on your counter and go on a crime spree for an hour, and then
I get off the grid, man.
No one would know. So actually, if there's any crimes that have happened during the past hour, Bryon could technically be a suspect.
Could be.
Because he could just have his phone sitting on his counter at his house and then just go out and run amok.
I get off the grid, man. I need to get off the grid.
This is the Constitution State Killer.
Yes, he is. He is a Constitution State Killer. Probably the least interesting killer of all the killers. The Constitution State Killer. He kills flies. That's all he does. But so, news-wise, I did look up some stuff. That new Seth Rogen show that's coming out. Have you guys heard about this show?
The Pickles?
An American Pickle?
American Pickle. He plays 2 characters. Is it a movie or show?
I believe I'm looking at it right now. It's based off a short story. But it might be a show.
I don't know.
I believe it's on the HBO though, right?
I have no idea, Mark. I
I
thought
just
you
saw
looked
a
this
thing
up.
for it.
I thought
I
you.
did. I saw it and then
You
you
know,
asked me a question and it threw me off what I was
I
saying.
didn't ask you any questions.
You asked if it was a show or not. I'm not sure if it's a show or not. I just looked it up as John was talking earlier. That's all. I didn't really deep dive into what it actually is.
Well, all I'm saying, Bobby and John.
Oh, it's going to be on HBO Max. It's going to be an HBO Max thing.
There you go. I think Jar Jar R. Martin, he needs to be put in prison because on July 29th, the day George R. Martin said he could be imprisoned if he didn't finish Winds of the Winter, wasn't done. And it's not done, and I declare that book will never be finished. But we can put him in jail, though.
No,
So
I think that book is very close to be finished. That one will be released. But the next book after that, he will die before he finishes that.
I will say right now, this book is never coming out. Never.
But this book is almost finished. It's in the editing.
The thing with this one is, how is there an excuse for not finishing it? Of all the times to be like,
I know,
I don't have enough time. This is the worst time to be like, I'm extra busy. I don't have time to do it.
He's
no one's
71
busy.
years old.
Everyone has time to do it.
Yeah, he's never.
This is like the one time when you should finish multiple books. Like even I could write more than one book at this point.
You didn't read his Twitter?
I don't read his Twitter.
He put out a statement that said, "Guys, I'm really dragging my feet on this one." Do you get it?
Yeah. You know what he should be doing? He should be I don't know. I don't have any Game of Thrones references to use to make it sound like you should Hodor it and get it done.
There you go. Very good.
I don't know.
Good. You almost got there.
He said he will have a draft by next year.
A draft? How do you only have a draft done?
Well, a draft would be like the whole thing would be done. It just needs to be edited.
Yeah, but what is he working on at this point that he's not getting anything else accomplished?
He's doing fan fiction.
Have you read all the other books?
No.
No.
Why? They're too long.
Yeah.
So there are.
I watched the show, John.
And I watched the show, and the show sucked. So why would I read the book?
They are super, super long. A lot longer than most things. And his books are much better than the show.
Yeah, but
while watching the show, you can find it's clearly shown by the quality of the show when they ran out of books.
well, yeah. I mean, we all knew that.
We all know that. We all know that.
Everything just went downhill.
I mean, did they run out of books, or is it just because he didn't write his books quick enough for them to actually do all the books?
All his books have been coming out not that quick. Like, you got to remember the TV show is pretty much every season, and they were going through books faster than a book a season. So he was never going to stay current with them because they were moving way too quick.
All right, so how long?
The book while the season was ongoing.
Yeah.
But
How long does it take for each book to come out?
usually 2 or 3 years.
So when was the last time the last book came out?
Well, let's look it up.
Yeah, you can look it up, but it was.
Was that the King one or whatever it was?
I think it was after the season that ended with the cliffhanger with John dying. Whatever season that was.
Let's see.
Season 6, I want to say.
George R. Martin books. We'll find out how many books.
Because the thing is, like, it'd be one thing if he was like, I'm working on this other book as well as writing this book. Then
He's working on TV shows now.
he even had like a time to write like the factoid book, right? Like the textbook based off the.
So he's very okay. Listen, Game of Thrones came out in '96. All right, so that had a long time to simmer.
Yeah.
A Dance of Dragons 2011, Fire and Blood 2018.
Fire and Blood isn't part of the series. Dance of Dragons was.
I understand that. I understand that, but it's still a book.
So from '96 to 2011 is between 1 and 2.
A classic
not
came out.
1 and 2. That's between 1 and the last book he made.
Yeah, Game of Thrones came out in '96. A Clash of Kings came out in '98. Okay.
So 2 years. Next one.
And then The Hedge of Night came out in '98. That's the Night of the Seventh Kingdoms.
No, I don't think that's one of them.
They don't have them in order, so I'm just kind of looking for the '90s stuff. I mean, he had a lot of books in the '80s. He was shitting out books in the '80s like it was no one's business.
It's busy like digging up the ET video game. That's why.
He also put out Aces Hot, No 8 Legends in '98.
In '99, he was working with the CIA.
He's written a lot of books in the '70s and the '80s and the '90s. It's the 2000s where it becomes a little bit more dicey. He
gets the money. The money shows up. And then he
well,
stops
you're an
paying
older
attention.
guy. You're an older guy.
You should have more time then if you're older.
Where was he in September? Let's just say like around 01, like New York. What do you think?
Wow, what's up with Bobby and the conspiracy theories today?
What would you say?
He's throwing September 11th conspiracy theories out now.
I think he wrote a book. Oh, he wrote a book in 01? Oh, never mind.
I was just be funny, Mark. Come on.
I know. But it's even more fun because your like internet's like choppy. So you only hear like every other word of what you're saying, so it sounds like you're being more crazy than you're trying to be, which is funny.
It's funny because Martin put out a book in 2019 called Starport, which is interesting. I don't know if that's like a re-release or that was a new one.
Well,
I don't know.
Ever since
Isn't that
Game of
interesting?
Thrones, he's been getting a lot of other work. And,
It's a graphic novel.
And I think from the aspect of working on writing, I'm not an expert writer or anything, but once like a topic is fleshed out, it does kill your enthusiasm to finish it. Even though his ending to the series would be different, there would still be the big plot twist would probably already be spoiled by the TV show.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I joke around though. It is hard to write like something he's writing. I'm sure is very difficult, especially someone his age. And at 71 years old, I give him props for the amount of books he has written. But the amount of research and the fact that he has to probably have a gigantic wall of every face and name, and he probably doesn't remember what character did and that. So yeah, if he has a draft out next year, I would be amazed. I bet you we might see the book by 2025.
23? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you go through the official series, it starts with Game of Thrones, 1996. Then he releases A Clash of Kings and A Storm of Swords in 98 and 2000. So the first two books were 2-year incurvations. His next book in the Song of Fire, Feast of Crows, was a 5-year wait. And then his last one, A Dance of Dragons, was a 6 years wait. So he went 2 years, 2 years, 5 years, 6 years. So in that presence, he should have had one in 2018 for 7 years, but now he's on 9 years.
Yeah. But he was doing a lot of. He became Hollywood. I mean, he helped with the series. He helped with other things. He was doing other stuff. So he became very popular. People wanted his attention. So
I think he was working on helping with Expanse as well. I think he was doing some stuff with that. So
George,
he's not saying busy, and only the diehard people that read the books are really waiting for his new books, or the people that just can't deal with the ending of the TV show.
But also with that though, like if I had written all that, I would I don't know, I would definitely want to be the one to finish it, because the last thing I would want is to unfortunately, if he ever passes away before he finishes it,
which is most likely going to happen,
then someone else goes and finishes it, and it's not what he wanted. That's the last thing.
But he would never know because he'd be dead. So
yeah, but you would know beforehand, though. You would know, oh man, I'm not going to finish my book, and it's going to be someone else going to do it.
Well, and not
if only I had finished that, and then passes away.
Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? He's
got to finish it, baby.
Yeah.
There was some interesting news about the movie theater stuff, which I love movie theater news.
We've noticed.
Universal, had a conniption fit when Trolls went on VOD. Not Universal, they were happy, but AMC.
Yes, they were they were gonna not use Universal movies ever again.
They got their underwear in a twist, and the CEO spoke out. Knee-jerk reaction, obviously. Well, over the week, AMC and Universal came up with this deal that potentially, if a Universal movie comes out into the theater, after 3 weeks, it could go to premiere on demand.
Wow.
So, their big next movie is Fast and Furious, right? Next year. After 3 weeks, it could potentially be
on Amazon.
No, well, it would be on Premiere VOD. So you're paying $20.
Amazon.
But it's not. I'm not saying Amazon. Premiere VOD is not owned by Amazon. That's owned by the company puts that out there. So they make all the money.
Oh, okay.
Amazon, that's totally different. You know, when you go on your on-demand on cable or streaming services, they'll have an on-demand. You pay.
Yeah, but Amazon was doing the
yes,
the movies too that were on the right as they had trolls on Amazon. I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right, but you pay $20.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at, you're paying $20, and the Universal makes the majority of that money back. But that's interesting to hear how movies are going to go, considering that this year is kind of a bust for them. And that Tenet will, like we talked about last week, will be coming out in other countries before us, if it even comes out in September, because I don't see it happening.
Corona.
Yeah, I don't see it happening at all. But yeah, I don't think movies are going to happen this year.
What do you think the pain threshold is if Europe holds true and they start releasing these big budget movies like Tenet and stuff overseas, and then the U.S. just continuously degrades and doesn't get better? Where do you think the pain point for when they just in the U.S. say, you know what, you guys can get VOD after a few months because we're not waiting any longer for your market?
I think the pain threshold is going to be the movie theaters closing.
Oh, this has nothing to do with the movies. I'm talking about the distributor of the movie.
Oh,
I think
Universal or something like that. You're saying?
Yeah, it depends on the movie, John. I mean, I think that's going to happen
like
depending on the movie. Tenet is not going to
through September.
I think if
Europe,
Tenet gets really I think if that by October, if it's not out in the theaters here, it'll be on demand. See,
here I would disagree with Tenet, but I would agree on any other movie. Christopher Nolan wants this to go on in the theater first, so that if that meant coming out next year, I bet you anything it would.
Yeah, but it'll be ruined.
But it couldn't be on
we all know it's going to be like a twisty movie because that's what he does.
I know, but Christopher Nolan.
If it's been out in the theater for 6 months.
I don't think he has that kind of pull at this point.
I
don't think he's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to keep my movie out of on demand in America.
Listen,
we're going to let it keep going in Europe.
VOD. I wish it would come to VOD, but
some schmuck's going to videotape it and air it on their internet, and then you'll just be watching it at home anyways.
That's no way to watch a movie like that anyway.
That's how you watch movies all the time. What are you talking about?
How? I watch it? Someone recorded a movie?
Yes, you used to watch the movies like that all the time. You used to get those
a long time ago. That was like 10 years ago. I don't do that anymore.
But still, it's like you can't be like, I don't understand people enjoy that when you used to be one of those people.
Yeah, but I wouldn't watch Tenet like that. No way. I want to see that in the theater, if possible. I mean, I think certain movies will come to VOD. I don't think.
John has got fast breaking news.
Bryon.
Fast breaking news.
Fast breaking news phone coming into the screen.
As your lawyer, I would suggest that you say that was 20 years ago that you illegally recorded.
20 years ago.
It's 20 years ago, yes. Yeah, 20 years ago.
As probably the only layman here, what's Tenet and why do you guys even care? Trust me, that does not have as much buzz as you would think.
It has a lot of buzz, Bobby. It's just because
it's movie news, that's all.
Because you have a plethora of children that you will never see it. Doesn't mean that it's not a popular movie.
What is the target audience for most movies?
For Tenet?
How movies get made? Is it because parents bring their kids to a movie theater so they can just have 2.5 hours reprieve?
Not all movies, though.
Not all movies, though. Yeah.
And it's going to be a blockbuster?
Yes.
Well, nothing's going to be a blockbuster now.
No, but it would have been if it was a normal time. Yeah. It would have been a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
It's from the same guy who did the Batman movies and did Inception.
No idea what it is.
Okay.
But just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean it's not a big movie.
All I'm saying, it's a big movie that would have came out this year, just like if it was a Marvel movie or anything.
Don't worry about it, Bryon. Bobby hasn't heard about it. It's not a big movie.
Yeah. I don't see Tenet or any of the big ones coming out in VOD. I see the smaller movies from the VOD. I hope I'm wrong because
What is it? What is
It's a movie directed by
we don't know.
Christopher Nolan. It stars
Google this shit.
the bad guy from
You don't even know
Firefly?
who's in it.
Is that the guy who plays the main
It has
character?
Denzel Washington's son. I can't think of his name now.
Is that
He's
the lead character?
Robert Pattinson is in it.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a few others,
There's a lot
but
of time travel-y stuff. It seems.
we don't know. We don't know what it's about.
Well, because they all talk about like you can have a watch and it turns back time, and
In the spot.
like there's a scene in the trailer where he's like shooting a bullet. And it's like, He's like, oh, you got a good shot. No, you caught the bullet. You have to think about it that way.
It's like going
oh
backwards or something.
Come on, it's gonna be one of those Inception-y movies that
It's a spy
I'm gonna
film.
hate.
David Washington, Elizabeth Debicki. It's got Michael Caine in it.
It was going to be a big movie to the point where it was a cover of Entertainment Weekly. That usually means it's a big movie.
I got a black gentleman holding a gun. He has a mask on.
Yes. Yeah, it was going to be all sorts of weird trippiness. But
well,
anyway, that's the movie news.
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, if these movies do come out in other markets first, I mean that's a first. Usually they come out here and then they come out there later. So we're just getting reversal. So I don't think even if the movie gets spoiled, that's what we'll have to worry. We just can't not.
I do think though, like
cooperate,
movies,
so.
like if the things keep going the way they are, and like
It won't
we were
come out
talking about with Tenet, if movies start coming out in Europe first, and I was like the American film, like movie theaters aren't opening come October, November, I think they'll still release it in Canada and other places like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And if that starts happening, if then they start releasing those movies in those places, then that's when it's going to be like, we need to put this stuff on demand because it's like ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean,
because movie theaters are going to want to make their money. The movie companies, I mean, not the theaters, but the movie companies are going to make their money back off these movies. They're not going to want to wait around when they could be selling those tickets on those on demands for $20 a person or $20 a viewing.
There is a vaccine that's going to be coming down the lines in November. You know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
well, sooner or later. Which, the president won't allow anyways, so it won't matter anyways. But anyways.
Oof.
Any other news, Brian? Any other news?
that's the news I got.
All right. You want to get into sports?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, no, Mark. Just so you know, Tenet. Just real quickly, interesting. The film will be released August 26th in 70 countries, including Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, South Korea, Russia, and the United Kingdom.
Yes. So everyone else is going to get it except us.
Oh yeah.
We're number two. Oh,
We're number two.
We're the world's redhead stepchild at this point.
But I mean, obviously that can change. August 26th is a long time from now, and some of these countries are maybe doing better than us, but we don't know because I don't watch the coronavirus, around the world with coronavirus. But it'll be interesting if Canada does get it first.
Where in the world is the coronavirus?
They call it COVID Olympics. Which nation is doing best and who's doing worst? Who wore it better? Yeah.
Who's doing good today? But I think we've lost John to the something.
And speaking of sports, Mark, I know baseball's really shit in the bed with their.
Baseball's having all sorts of fun things happening.
Come to find out, they're not like in a bubble in a way. They're going to hotels. They're flying planes. They're going out.
Well, we knew that. We knew that was going to happen.
You're like they can't leave. Like no,
they couldn't. That was the whole. That was the whole. The plan of this whole thing. That's what the plan was.
They're not following that.
That the teams were going to fly into a city, go to a hotel, and they would just be in that hotel.
Yeah, right. I knew that was going to happen. With
that all happening, players have just decided that they didn't care and just started going out on the town after games like they usually would do. And the main culprits of surprise, were a team from Florida that decided that the coronavirus can't affect them because they're from Florida, because Florida people don't get it. So they went out and 17, now it's up to 19 players from the Florida Marlins all contracted the coronavirus.
Yes.
And then with that, they were playing in Philadelphia. So they had to lock down the Philadelphia team to test them all out. They all came back fine. They had to close up the stadium that they were playing in to wash the stadium down, which made an issue because the team that they were going to be playing couldn't come in, so they had to postpone that series. And the team that the Marlins were going to play couldn't come in because the Marlins are still, right now, at this moment, still in Philadelphia, locked down in a hotel that they were staying at. So that didn't happen. So that series got canceled. And then the St. Louis team had a couple guys get the coronavirus. And that started a whole other group of teams that can't play. So right now there's 9 teams that had issues that couldn't play series. The teams that were the away teams for all those teams are back playing other series and are back playing, but the Marlins still haven't played since like their first series. They're still, I think, still all locked down in Philadelphia. So yeah, so it's just been one of those things. The commissioner has told the head of the Players Association that they need to start acting right, or he's going to pull the plug. So we'll see how that goes. Supposedly Wednesday is kind of like the big decision day. Like, are they going to keep doing this? Or are they going to?
You better get his pulling gloves right.
Yeah. So, and now the NFL had a coach that got tested and it was asymptomatic. So there's another thing. But hockey and the NBA, the two like major sports that decided to stay in the bubble or do the bubble situation, are both working out fine.
You mean
hockey's actually happening right now.
The wokest,
playing. What's that, Bobby?
They are the wokest and coolest basketball. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. The Rangers are playing right now, and they're getting shellacked, so that's awesome. It's now 3-1. They're losing to the Carolina Hurricanes. So that sucks for me. But besides that, everything else is hunky-dory in sports. NASCAR's still racing around in circles. They were in New Hampshire over the weekend. Formula One had their first driver get hit with the coronavirus, so he had to sit out, and they had someone sub for him. But yeah, sports are chugging along. It's been crazy to kind of like have all these sports happening at once.
It's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, like hockey's going on right now. Like,
AHL. Speaking of hockey, AHL. I got an email saying they're coming back in December. They
decided they were going to restart. They're going to play next season starting in December. But that's still tentative because it depends upon how things go and what happens. That could change.
Right.
But yeah, So the AHL plans to start beginning of December. So
I was amazed to get that email. Speaking of another email I got, a comic book show is going to happen.
Yes, CliffsCon, August 29th.
Yes, which
indoor and outdoor at the VFW there in Plainville. Going to be very, very thin indoor area. But there's going to be some booths that they just can't do outside, so they're going to put them inside. Matt's going to have his booth outside. I know that from talking to him.
Yeah.
But they're going to have a bunch of booths outside around the parking lot area.
That's good. Hopefully the weather's nice. I mean,
yeah, that's the one caveat to that. Yeah, I don't know how that's actually going to work or how you would handle paying for your entry if it's just in the outside area. But I'm sure they'll figure it all out.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. I don't know how I feel about.
I'm definitely not going to go, but I'm happy they're happening. I'm definitely.
I don't know. I mean,
what would it take for you to go?
Nothing. At this point,
really,
a vaccine. I would go with a vaccine.
The world being back to normal. That would get me to go back.
If I didn't live with someone that her immunity is compromised by a drug she takes, I would be less hesitant. But because I don't want to put someone else in danger of me getting something and passing it along to someone else I love, there you go. I have no reason to go comic book shopping.
Even with that, I don't think that would. Yeah, even if that wasn't like an occurrence, it's not going to make me like.
I can wait. I can wait till next year. I can wait. It's going to be the same people, same stuff, and I mean, I hope them
It's
well.
like-
I hope they have a good turnout. But for me personally, I have no interest.
Yeah, I don't like the whole thing of diving into boxes that have been somewhere and not knowing how they've been handled or who they've been handled by.
All right.
That's my thing.
Yeah. I mean, you got to wear masks. Everyone has to wear a mask, which is good. So
John's got a big blue ball.
I mean, hopefully it will be successful for Cliff. I mean, I know. I know these guys. It's their livelihood. A lot of them. So I understand.
Yeah, no, it is. So
I understand them wanting to do this. So if they can pull it off, great. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of odd that the standard for our kids, which is going to be fast approaching, as youths are going back to school. It's interesting that we, as nerds, don't want to fall into even at, like, it's safer to go to a Comic-Con than it would be to go to a classroom inside right now.
I don't know about that.
I don't think
Any large groups are not safe. Yeah,
I think either of them are safe myself. I don't think going to school or going to a Comic-Con is safe at this point. I don't think either one of them should happen.
Yeah. And I mean, Comic-Cons aren't happening. I mean, obviously they're spreading their vendors selling stuff. They'll be outside. There are farmers markets that are happening outside. They're they're 5 feet apart. Everyone's wearing a mask. So, I mean, it can happen in that way. People aren't going to be dressing up. It's not going to be people shaking hands and hanging out and talking. It's going to be a very different atmosphere.
Yeah.
You can't
I don't know how the booths are going to work. Like, that's my thing. Like, you stay 6 feet away from people when they come look at your stuff. And then
how is Matt? I mean, Matt can't really draw anybody. I mean, like, he could draw.
Well, if they're 6 feet away, and then just wear gloves and hand them the stuff and stuff like that. But there's ways to do it. It's just, I don't know. It's just going to be a very, like everything else, it's going to be like you kind of trial and error, unfortunately.
Right.
You have to kind of figure it out how it goes.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know how that works because I don't know. It's above my pay grade on how to make that work.
Right. It's above all our pay grades.
Yes.
But they'll figure it out.
Even the people that are in charge of it, it's above their pay grade as well. So.
Sometimes it is. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Mark.
Bryon.
Should we jump into our topic? I know a bunch of people commented on your posts.
I talked about that at the beginning of the show, or I think it might have been before we started recording, that we're going to go through our threes, and then afterwards I'll go through what other people commented, so that way we don't influence, if anyone wants to change theirs or something, won't influence anyone to change anything. Because if something's mentioned and they're like, oh my gosh, that I really forgot about that, and then they throw it in their thing, I don't want to skew anyone's picks, so to speak. So we'll do those last.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so since Bobby, you're the one that's kind of like the roughest to kind of, and you got stuff going on. You want to go first?
Oh, I love to.
Awesome.
Because I'll just tell you what. I'll just give you the first one. Ready?
Okay.
There's one blue bomber who is classified as a robot, who has meant so much to me in my youth and even now more as an adult.
I know.
He's been with me since 1989, and even further, even into now, as recent Mega Man 11 release. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about Mega Man. Mega Man is a fantastic robot who has been enlisted by the good Dr. White to help take back the world from these terrorist robots who are controlled by Dr. Wily. And they've been at this for a long time. You get to hang out with Rush. You get to hang out with Amy is the name of that robot. Dude, Mega Man. So beautiful, so perfect. The excellence of robot civility and culture. Thank you.
Mega Man is a good one.
I love it. I knew you were going to say Mega Man, Bobby. I knew it right away.
The bullet. Dude,
Yeah.
when I broke my left arm, I painted my cast as the Mega Man Blaster, and I was so happy. Oh man! Hey,
Bobby,
it's
being
fun.
our resident Mega Man aficionado,
That's pretty cool.
what is the best Mega Man video game?
Oh, please, ready? Whew. Mega Man 2, and I will tell you why.
Oh wow, Brian said 3. Wow, this is a controversy.
Well, I'm sorry, he's wrong.
Controversy.
It's just on soundtrack alone. If you compare the soundtracks for Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3, yeah,
3 is good.
next, honestly, after 3 is good. 3 is better than 9, and 9 was fantastic. 9 had the first inclusion of a female robot as an evil. Yeah, it was. She was like Aqua Woman or something.
What do you feel about the X series of Mega Man?
I'm okay with the X series.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think I got into it at Mega Man 10. So
yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, and there's a great video I could talk about. It's made by Ego Raptor. He talks about how the development of the game of Mega Man X and those series taught you the new mechanics without actually ever showing you a tutorial screen. Like you learn how you can slide down the walls just organically. That's never happened in a video game before. There's no sign saying like you can jump off the wall. Your body actually slides down it.
But yeah, so very cool. So that was your first pick. I don't know if he lost you or not, but
Bobby
he
faded
got very
out.
quiet. So I don't know if he's gone to the oblivion. But
guys.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
So
I'll be right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
So I was gonna ask John what his were, but he's doing macrame or something. So yeah, Bryon, how about you give us your third favorite robot?
You're doing a good job at this, Mark.
Well, it's just everyone's just flaky, like all over the place today.
Why? Who's flaky?
Well, Bobby just like disappeared on us, and John's off playing or making macrame or something. So I don't know.
I'm here.
I know. So that's what
I'm chopped.
Well, John popped into the screen, so I was gonna ask him. Thought he was gonna sit down, but then he ended up not sitting down. So that's why I decided to change to you. So
all right,
why don't you give us your third favorite?
I'm gonna make you. Well, this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna see if you can guess.
Okay.
In 1985. It was the zany adventures of a suburban family. Their next door neighbors.
Small Wonder.
Yes. Small Wonder. I was
Vicky.
I was a little guy, and I remember watching the show and going, "Oh my God, it's like weird." And they had the episode where the kids see Vicky, and her head is off, and you see all the electronics. And I was like blown away by that. Yeah. And
like her head was on the table and she was talking.
Yeah, and it was so wild. And a part of me was like, can they really make androids like that? And I didn't know. I was young. I thought things were real. It just blew me away. And
that's actually one of Claire's top 3. Small
Wonder. And it's interesting because Small Wonder, it was such a cool show. I never knew what time it was on. Because on syndication, at some point, it was on in the afternoon.
Well, I think it got.
It could have been an
afternoon. It got canceled, I think.
It was only on for 5 seasons.
Yeah, and I think it got canceled, then put on like Nick at Night or Nick in the Afternoon kind of thing. Like it was like a repeated, like syndicate on Nickelodeon.
So
like one of their first shows because it was owned by CBS. So I think it was like a CBS show that they like appropriated and threw on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it might have been. I remember this being the first show where me and my friends were like, we're going to watch Small Wonder, and we're going to go back outside and play. It was like must-see television for as a child. But yeah, Small Wonder.
All right. So what's your second one?
Why?
Neither one of them have appeared. Or you want me to do my third one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I thought John wanted to do the show early.
I know, but he's like disappeared now, so I don't know what's going on. All right.
I will have to keep my phone on me. Just for emergencies on Monday.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Hey, next Monday, can we do the show at 11?
Sure.
because I have to bring a kitty cat to the vet.
Okay.
So I don't think it would be crunch for time, but if
Okay.
11 o'clock works for everybody.
Are you checking with your secretary or something off the screen there?
I'm looking at my calendar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yes, all right. So I'll do the same thing.
Sort of like my secretary, because I have to look at it to say yes or no to anything. I always have to look at my calendar.
Yeah. All right. My third favorite robot is it's a television series franchise that features a team of space explorers.
Doctor Who?
No. The original television series aired in syndication from September 1984 to November 1985.
It's an 80s. It's a 80s TV show.
Yes.
And it has robots in it.
Yes. It was adapted from the series Beast King Go Lion.
Battlestar Galactica?
No.
Stargate?
No. The second season, featuring the vehicle team of this robot, was adapted from unrelated series Armored Fleet Tiger 15.
I don't know. Just tell me.
It was a top-rated syndicated children's show for 2 years during its original run and spawned 3 follow-up series, several comic books, and a line of toys.
I don't know.
No? It was an adaptation of several Japanese anime television series.
Robotech. Voltron. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yes.
Voltron.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Voltron.
Shit. Voltron, man. I forgot about that. Wow.
Voltron.
How could I forget about Voltron?
Voltron had 2 different seasons, and like I said, they were from 2 different animes that an American company called Ted Koppler and his production company World Events Productions co-opted these 2 different series and changed it around and made it a show called Voltron.
I love it.
So it was never even Voltron. There's never been an actual Voltron series until 19 till yeah, it was 1998 was the first actual Voltron made series.
The toys were awesome.
The toys are epic.
Metal
lions.
I have 2 of them still.
And they had the different people would hop into these different lions, and then they would form Voltron, and Voltron would fight these villains. It was all set in like this like weird medieval time, but in space.
Are you okay, Mark? Are you having a seizure?
No, I was just trying to like remember like all the different things about Voltron on the top of my head.
Medieval?
I think I got to do like the information is not very
right.
That's on Wikipedia, so it's not very like informative and everything.
Gotcha.
But no, so Voltron. Here we go. Characters. That's what I was looking for. Oh my gosh. Why is this so difficult to find things? So the first season of this is Defender of the Universe, but they have a new version of it now, which is on Netflix. Not the one I haven't really watched it yet. But Voltron was epic. I remember having, like you said, having all the different lion toys. And then I had the individual, like, the Voltron, because I didn't, like, have it where you can make Voltron out of the toys. But I remember it just being epic. I remember enjoying it immensely. I remember, like, the whole thing when, like, Voltron would come together and then he'd hold a sword. And, like, the huge, like, thing would happen.
Good stuff. I love
Voltron was the best. So, since neither one of them are around, Bobby's gone, and John's making macrame still. Bryon, what was your second favorite robot? This show has gone off the rails.
It's fine.
I'm so glad we started this early so John could be here for it.
Well, it is 1:30, so maybe he thought we'd be done by now.
Well, yeah.
What time did you guys start?
12:25. We were all on at noon, except for you, and we were trying to find you.
Oh.
So we waited for you.
Good. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'll make sure I have my phone on Mondays with me. And
Yeah, well, because you had just responded, you had just messaged us on the Facebook, like right before that. So that's why we thought you'd be around. But you weren't.
Usually I take a walk. Right? You want to hear my boring schedule? I take a walk and I have lunch, but my phone's on the counter. All right.
Oh, hey, here's John.
Oh, John's back.
Oh, good stall, Bryon. We got John back. So, John, give us your third favorite robot.
Oh, you guys are all done?
No.
We're doing it. We just did our thirds. Now you're the last one to do your third.
Mark's confusing by saying third.
So you guys have already done all three?
No, just the first of your three robots.
Okay. I got Mother from
Mother?
I Am Mother.
Oh. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. You got it. I don't know what that is.
It is 1 second.
Was it me or John's hair got crazier when he came back?
It did get crazier. It did. It did get crazier.
I am noticing your glasses now, Mark. They are nice. They are nice.
Thank you.
So, Mother
John's hair
is
did get
from
crazier
a
since he was
small
fearless.
science fiction film from Australia. There's very few characters in it. It's one of those movies that includes like a artificial intelligence, along the lines of like 2001 and like what is it, Moon and stuff, where one of the few integral characters, I think there's literally 3 characters in the film, Mother being the robot, and then someone that is referred to as daughter, and then someone referred to as woman. So it's one of those like really like broad sci-fi where they don't really get so much into the character. It's more of the philosophy. I really enjoyed that movie as a whole, and there's nothing there's not a lot of character to the robot, but the robot does very interesting things, very parallel to a lot of other sci-fi robots, especially ones that don't like humans. But this robot is basically, as it says, a mother to this human daughter, and it's just about their relationship. I don't know. We probably have not seen that movie. Tried to pick ones from out of the ordinary, ones that you guys would pick. So you want me to do all of them?
No, we're just did your first of 3.
Okay.
So
Mark's confusing us when he says
your third most
Third
favorite.
is first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your third most favorite kind of thing. That's how
Okay.
it confused me too because I was like, third? Why do you keep saying third? We haven't even done it yet.
Yeah. Your third most favorite. So that would be your second most favorite.
I'm just going in the order I see fit.
That's fine. Whatever.
All right.
Whatever makes you.
Makes your nuts tingle.
All right. So give us your second robot, Bryon.
Oh, so I'm sticking with the android theme, gentlemen. This robot, this android.
Are we guessing again, or are you just going to tell us?
Hold on. Okay. You can guess. Yell it out if you think you know it.
Okay.
It came out in the year of 1987. It was my first rated R film of all time, and I will never forget it. And
Terminator.
The tagline: "Part man, part machine, all cop."
RoboCop.
Yes, RoboCop.
I'll buy that for $1.
I'll buy that for $1. I mean, that movie, like, for some strange reason, all the kids saw it in 1987. It was weird. And my dad...
They made toys.
They made toys. It came
for
out
some reason
on VHS. My dad rented it, and everybody at school was talking about it. And it was rated R. And I begged my dad. I said, listen, all my friends have seen it. I really want to see it. And he let me watch it. It blew my little mind. And it was ultra violent, and I can't believe he let me watch it.
Yeah.
It was obviously if my mom knew, he would have killed her.
Yeah.
She would have killed him.
Either way around. Yeah.
But wow, like, and it's amazing that they made RoboCop 2 and 3, and as they progressed, they became less and less violent. Like 3, I think it was rated PG-13. I don't even think it was
3 was
rated
like a
R.
kids movie. They had they find a girl. Or was that 2? Where they find
There's
the
a,
girl and they have to
there's
save
a,
her?
yeah, 3. There's a jetpack, which was really
Yeah.
cool. It was very tame.
It was like made for toys. The 3rd one.
Oh God, yes, it was
Yeah.
definitely. And they had a cartoon, a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
RoboCop 2, on the other hand,
And
doubled
RoboCop showed up
down.
on WCW.
Yeah, RoboCop 2.
I think
though,
it was RoboCop 3. He showed up on WCW to tag with
right.
Sting in
2
a match, which made no sense.
would have never been made because now the villain. It was a rated R film, and the villain was a teenager, a young boy who's a drug dealer.
Yes.
They doubled down and they were like, let's just make this as R-rated as we could.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they still targeted the toys to children.
Yeah.
And, like Alien and Predator.
Very weird series. It was a very weird.
The 80s were a weird time because
It was a very weirdly marketed series.
Yeah.
It was the first R-rated film to have toys, I believe, if I remember correctly. That was like the first. That was like one of the big things. It was like
Alien had toys.
But I mean, like more like aimed towards kids' toys. Like
it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Like
and
RoboCop was like marketed to kids. Like
that's why I never got when people got mad about like Deadpool. I'm like, well, they never marketed towards kids.
No,
at all. That's
just the character itself is like more kid friendly, like not kid friendly, but kids more like.
But I'm like, look at the 80s. We all survived, right? And they were like these movies that were rated R, but they were all making toy lines.
Yeah.
So very weird. But yeah, RoboCop is my one of the android robots I grew up with that influenced. Right. It's just like, wow, I got to see my first rated R film.
Yeah. All right, so I'll go next. My second robot, I'll let you guys do the guessing. My second robot is known in Japan as Convoy. He's a fictional character created for this franchise. He has been considered an icon of popular culture and has been featured in countless forms of media.
Kevin Spacey.
No, not Kevin Spacey. He's defined by his strong moral character.
Hulk Hogan.
Almost always portrayed as the primary hero of the story, opposing the evil leader of the other group.
What year did this come out again?
The first appearance of the character came out in let me see. I'm trying to remember what year that was.
Oh my Lord, Mark, you're losing me. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
All right. So he has been voiced by many, but the main person to voice him was Peter Cullen.
Oh, are you talking about Transformers?
I am talking about Transformers.
What's his face there?
Talking about one Transformer in particular.
Well, I can't think of his name. Drumstick.
Are you thinking about Optimus Prime?
He is thinking about Optimus Prime because that's who it is.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots.
Yep.
In my opinion, one of the greatest leading characters in a cartoon ever. He was fantastic. One of the coolest toys I ever had growing up as a kid. Because not only did you get the truck, which was Optimus Prime, but you got Convoy, which was his battle base, was the back of the 18-wheeler, which would open up, and then he'd have like the gunner thing, and then he had the little robot that he'd send out to investigate things and stuff like that. But he was leader of the Autobots. I was huge into Transformers. I had tons of them. I wish I still have. I'd probably still have them somewhere in my parents' basement. There's probably a box of all the Transformers I had. But yeah, I love the Transformers. But Optimus Prime was the man. He had the Force Matrix. Probably the first time I ever cried at a cartoon in the Transformers movie when Optimus Prime dies. Was gut-wrenching and heartbreaking as a child to see that happen. But Optimus Prime was my number 2 favorite robot.
More than meets the eyes, Mark.
He is more than meets the eyes.
More than meets the eyes.
And Peter Cullen voicing him was always the best. Like that was the only saving grace of the Transformers movies, was that they hired Peter Cullen to voice.
Optimus Prime without his voice is worthless.
I will say the The guy who does the voice
Transformers is worthless.
I will say the guy who does the voice for Optimus Prime in the new Transformers on Netflix is very well. I don't know if I don't think it's Peter Cullen, but he does a very good job of it. It's very good. John, what's your number 2 robot of all time?
All right. I'm going to do. So, what have you guys done? I heard RoboCop. I've heard Optimus Prime. What was your first 2 picks?
Voltron
Small Wonder.
and Small
What'd you
Wonder.
say?
Small Wonder.
Oh, wow. Didn't see that one. All right.
That was out of left field one that he picked.
Mine, next one is an android. There's one particular character in particular, but they focused in an entire franchise of horror films.
Terminator.
Saw.
Often the villain. Nothing.
Off in the no, keep
I
going.
said Saw, but I
And
don't Saw.
not always known to actually be a android until later in the film.
Alien? No.
Yes? But which character in particular am I thinking about? The
Well,
best of them.
I was thinking of Fassbender. And
No, it's
Yes.
not Fassbender.
So
Was it
David.
Fassbender?
Yes, Fassbender.
Oh.
David is his character. He
Yeah.
stars in Prometheus
Yeah.
and Alien Covenant.
How was Alien Covenant? I wanted to see
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't.
It was
it
not bad, but
wasn't great.
I honestly
It wasn't
think
awful.
the last 2 movies could have been done better. But Michael Fassbender was the best android that they've had in the Alien, even though Alien has had androids in just about every film.
Yeah.
And I've
Yeah.
always liked their portrayal of aliens. But David is by far the best.
I agree. He made that movie. He made that first one there, Covenant. He made it. I mean, it was so good because of him. I mean, I enjoyed that first one, but the one that came out recently, I always saw the trailer with the alien jumping on the cargo crate, and the guys, "I look so cool," and I never saw it.
But that was my second one. I just wanted to make sure because the Alien series are pretty iconic androids. They've been around for a while. Kind of goes along the Westworld thing where your CGI is really cheaper. If most of the time the androids are indistinguishable by humans, so you don't have to deal like RoboCop with all these clunky costumes or like CGI or animatronics. You basically just say, yeah, that person, you think he's a person, but he's a robot.
Right.
That's my second pick.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. All right, Brian, what's your last?
My last
Robot.
one from 1988. It's a comedy. It's a drama. Well, actually, it came out 1986. Sorry.
Johnny Five?
No, Johnny Five.
Johnny
Short
Five is
circuit.
alive.
Johnny Five, baby. What was his saying? Laser lips? Something laser lips?
Suck it, laser lips.
Yeah, man. I love like that. That was a lot of like that first movie was so awesome, and the ending, and then there was some weird sexual tension between him and
And the girl.
and what's her face? She's in the bathtub, and
Yeah,
they're
He's a
like,
good-looking dude.
and they kiss,
Yeah.
and like they're dancing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, she's
It
like
was
riding,
the first,
riding him
Like,
around.
weight
on
of
the
water
thing.
scene.
Like,
Yeah,
swimming.
it was.
It's very like Dirty Dancing.
I thought she was gonna get electrocuted,
Yeah.
and then it was like, where's his like?
She's gonna get
this-
probed.
Yeah. Also, this was I'm sure Fisher Stevens probably would like to go back in time and erase what he did. It's a different time back in the 80s. He played an Indian gentleman in both movies.
Yes.
Full Indian face,
Yes.
doing the accent, and he's a
Yes.
white guy.
Yeah.
Back then, they got away with that. It is dicey.
And I'll tell you honestly. I'll tell you right
It does
now.
not hold up. It does not hold up.
I'll tell you right now. I didn't know he was an Indian until just now.
Yes, he's not Indian.
Oh,
I-
there you go.
I-
I always thought he was.
I grew up the same way. I saw him in both films. I thought he was Indian. Later on in life, I saw him in like in an action movie, and I went, "What? I
No,
didn't.
it was incredibly convincing.
It
Well,
was.
yeah.
Because as a
was.
kid, I didn't know the difference.
I didn't
either.
know any difference.
Yeah.
It was the 80s. It was a different time back then.
And Fisher Stevens, he's been in tons and tons of movies. He was in Hackers. He was in Mario Brothers. I think it was Hackers or Mario
I
Brothers.
think he was the villain in Hackers.
He was the main villain in Hackers. Right.
Oh, there you go. Never
he-
seen Hackers.
He's been in tons of TV shows. He's a character actor. He's in a lot of things. But back in the 80s, man, we all thought he was an Indian gentleman.
Yeah.
That part
The
doesn't
girl that
hold
was
up.
in those movies like never did anything after that, really, right? In Short
I-
Circuit, like she wasn't a big name actress or anything.
And, oh God, what was who was? I thought she was someone famous, but maybe I'm wrong. Huh?
I don't remember her being anyone that was like.
1986. Well, Gutenberg was in the first one. Oh, Ali Sheedy. Was Ali?
Was it Ali Sheedy? That's right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ali Sheedy and
Bobby's back, everybody.
Stephen Gutenberg.
Hey.
Yes, Gutenberg. I remember the Gutenberg
Yeah,
because he worked with Stevens.
right.
They were the ones that were trying to like. They were the good guys because Stevens was the inventor of Johnny Five.
Johnny Five.
Yep. Johnny
Johnny
Five
Five
is
is
alive. Oh, and the ending when you really thought he was going to go away, and you're like, no,
Yes.
You
No,
were-
Johnny Five, don't go away.
And they have the big battle at the, I think the junkyard or something, and
Yes.
he comes up on the crane.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Did all the other bad Johnny Fives, like the other robots in that grouping.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's sort of like it was like the ending of Iron Man 3 when all the Iron Men show up.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
Anyway.
not as yeah.
Yeah, not as epic as Iron Man 3 was.
Yeah.
But anyway, Johnny Five.
All right. So Bobby, we missed your second robot. What's your second?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. First of all.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Oh, thank gosh, the connection might be spotty. Okay. My second robot, and I was wondering if anyone else is going to pick this one, but there was one animated Disney movie, which, to be honest, while it didn't feature the just a bunch of robots, featured just one gigantic
Iron Giant.
Iron Giant. Yes.
Did we already do Iron Giant?
No one hasn't picked Iron Giant.
Yeah!
It was on my honorable mention list.
What a movie! Voiced by Vin Diesel.
Yes.
You. Just an amazing story about a giant that crash lands on Earth, and a boy with a mom that works in a diner. He's like, tries to become best friends with him, tries to get him back to where he needs to go. But what they don't know is, he was basically destined for war, but something mistriggered when he got electrocuted. What a great story. It made me cry.
Great movie. One of the top movies growing up. I love that movie.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll give you a minute, Bobby, and then we'll come back to you for your last robot. So, John, what was your last robot?
My first choice.
Your first choice.
In the reverse. Dear God.
Can you mute him, Mark?
I'm trying to figure out how.
Well, you.
Bobby, turn your mic off.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, goodbye.
All right, bye.
You got to be on top of the muting, Mark.
I can't mute him because he's not
Gotta
on.
be like Bryon.
I thought you were supposed to be Bryon today. You can't control this wild man.
Yeah, you got to control us, Mark. Reel us in. Come on.
Whatever. It's more
Hey, you
fun and
got a
more
fucking
entertaining.
computer
Not
chip
real
us.
then.
You
Yes.
got a computer chip us. And
Yeah,
watch
I'll
us.
chip all of you.
You got a
I'll
computer.
do something to you. So, John, give us your last robot.
So I normally go a little wide with my selection just in case.
No, you don't say.
So, well, not like that. I mean, I add additional ones just in case. I don't want to repeat.
Gotcha.
So Johnny Five was one of mine that I had picked. But now I'm going to go probably a movie you've seen, a little older, but I really enjoyed. It was an AI uses a training program for a police department composed of over 180 different criminals. And they created this composite, and they decided that this AI was too uncontrollable. So they go to destroy him, but his creator doesn't want him to die. So instead of this incredibly dangerous AI, they decide, I'm going to make you a physical body and hide you in it, creating a robot that is incredibly dangerous and composed of a conglomerate of 180 murderers.
Talking Lawnmower Man?
Nanobots. Any guesses?
Lawnmower Man?
Not Lawnmower Man. Lawnmower Man was
It feels kind of like Lawnmower Man. It's in that same era.
Virtuosity?
It's
Yes.
Virtuosity.
Yes,
Oh, how dare
Virtuosity.
you,
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the
How
robot?
dare you?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the robot?
I don't remember the name of it.
Cyrus the Virus? It's
Cyrus
something
the
weird.
Virus, yes.
No, it's Sid 6.7,
When I
played by Russell Crowe.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And
I remember this
his,
movie now. Yes.
The hero of the story was Denzel Washington, and it was a fantastic.
Yeah.
I really like Russell Crowe as an actor. I've liked him as like the hero in some stories, such as like Gladiator and such. But he also makes a fantastic villain, like a
He's a
pretty
very good
crazy villain. He can play pretty crazy characters, and this is definitely one of them. Again, the majority of the time he looks like a human, so it's down on special effects. He has a weird kind of like I think bluish blood that is supposed to represent him being made of like a bunch of nanobots, and he can heal for moons and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And but I think like just his dialogue and just the entire way he encapsulates this murderous robot was probably, it's like kind of like the exact opposite of like the Terminator, where you have this silent, like uncaring, like machine that kills things. This, you have a machine that kills things, but it is hyper emotional. So it's kind of like the complete contrast. And I thought that was a fantastic movie, especially with the limitations that they had for special effects back then.
Yeah, they did a lot of. It was like very like Tron-y looking
Yeah,
stuff towards the end. Yeah,
that like hyper neon kind of color scheme.
Yeah. Awesome. Bobby, you want to give us your last one?
Oh boy. Well, what was I gonna say? I like to think of myself sort of as a man with the pulse of what's really hip and cool, just right there on my skin. And I can tell you right now, with the younglings and whatnot, there's one particular type of robot which is more recognizable than probably all the other ones that guys have already added while I wasn't listening. Guys, you didn't even talk about Freddy Fazbear, did you?
Freddie
No.
where?
No.
Oh my gosh. Really? So the entire Five Nights at Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 3,
I know
Five
the
Nights at
fact,
Freddy's 4,
yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's 5.
I still don't even know what you're talking about.
Five Nights
Five
at
Nights
Freddy's.
at Freddy's.
I know what that
The
is.
location, the pizza, the virtual game.
The
whole
murder,
animated-
where murders take place based on
quite simply-
murders.
Bobby, we're losing you.
I think Five Nights at Freddy's is getting you, Bob.
I think he mentioned it, and now he's trapped in it.
Isn't that like a game?
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
game.
I've never played it.
I never played it either.
Being a security guard. It is. Oh, come on.
Bobby, I played. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just never played it. But I know what it is.
Yeah, well, if you guys get the chance, it's
Sounds like
very popular.
Sounds like he's in Virtuosity.
It is a very
Want to play a game?
Yeah.
horror themed game.
It's Hal, actually.
It's Hal. Bobby's turning into Hal. Do you want to play a game?
That's Joshua.
Bobby, you're trying to say, okay, so Five Nights at Freddy's you're our security guard. You got to spend the night.
Lost Bobby again. So.
I know. I'm going to explain what it is real quick.
Yes.
And that there's animatronics. It's sort of like Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, so
Yes.
you have the animatronics. So you're a security, and you have like 5 or 6 monitors. And in the game, you go to the monitors, and if you see something moving, and you have to kind of like make sure there's nobody walking around or doing anything. It's very trigger scare happy, where you'll turn a corner and one of these animatronics will just jump out in front of you, jump scares. And there's like the master of the animatronics, which I think that's Bobby's talking about, and they have the other ones. And supposedly he was possessed by a dead boy. There's a whole lore behind the whole series you can get into.
It's like a sequel. It's not like a spin-off of like Freddy Krueger or anything. Like that's what I always thought. There was like some kind of connection to it.
No, it doesn't do a Freddy Krueger.
Okay, I don't know.
Did Bobby drop his thing and then disappear?
He's having
he dropped out. He has connection issues.
But anyway,
he's out in the world. So
that's Five Nights at Freddy.
No.
Back then, it was like it became an internet sensation because people like scaring their friends. So you got to come play this game and scare the shit out of them. They would film it, put it on YouTube, and it became quite very, very popular on Steam.
And there's toys and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's toys line. It's weird. Yet again, it can be disturbing when you get into it, but it's targeted for a younger audience.
Yeah, it's very, very strange.
Younger kids love it. And they've made numerous sequels.
Yeah.
I think they were going to make a movie. There's books, there's posters, there's toys. Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So the final robot, which is mine, I'll tell you some little things about him and see if you can figure out who it is. He is a astromech droid manufactured by Industrial Automaton with masculine programming. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. R2-D2, the greatest droid, the greatest robot ever invented for any pop culture, anything.
I knew you were going to say. I knew.
I mean, I know we said no Star Wars, but I can't.
I said I wasn't going to do Star Wars. Yeah. I knew you were.
As soon as you said astromech, it's the only.
Yeah, well, I know. I was going to try to make it more, but we're already running a little behind, so I just figured I'd get it out of there. R2-D2, he's awesome. He's the only, like, one of the few characters besides, I think, him and C-3PO are the only ones that have been in every Star Wars movie that's ever been out, except for Solo. But they've been in all the other ones. He's awesome. Ever since I saw him first in New Hope, he was like a short, stubby little fat robot who was like had a personality.
I think we all know what he looks like.
Yeah, maybe like I kind of.
The real question is, there's 2 iconic robots in that series.
Yes.
Why R2 and not C3?
What was that?
Why R2 and not C3?
C-3PO is snooty and annoying.
I think that makes him more endearing.
No, it makes him more annoying. When he gets like torn apart in Empire Strikes Back by the Ugnaughts, I was not distraught about it.
When he keeps saying he's a know-it-all because he knows it all, and you don't want to hear that sometimes when you're in dire straits.
Yeah, I don't want to hear someone telling me all these like random facts and figures. I want to just I want the little adventurous one that like goes ahead and charges ahead. And
I'll say 2 things about the new trilogy. It was nice that C-3PO got more attention in the last film.
Yeah.
But I will say it was disappointing that R2.
There wasn't enough R2 in him. That's my down.
He was a pivotal moment in the first movie because he had the piece.
Yeah, he was kind of like left out.
That was it.
He didn't really do a lot in Last Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do a lot in any of them. So that was disappointing.
I know they were trying to sell BB-8 as the next.
Or whatever that other robot was.
Dio.
I like BB-8. Rio, Dio, or
Dio.
Yeah, that corny little thing. Yeah. I knew it was just trying to.
Yeah, I wasn't not a big fan.
People love BB-8, but Dio, I don't think.
Dio was too. That was basically just to make toys. That's all that was.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Shoehorned R2, and then like the whole even R5D4. I'm all about him too. He was awesome.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
one that explodes, and you feel bad for him because all he wants to do is be loved. But he has a bad motivator, and he never gets to ever find his forever family.
You're gonna make me cry, Mark.
He's destined to live on that Jawa barge forever.
You're gonna make me cry.
I know, it's tough. It's
Ah,
tough.
droids, I will take you in.
Tough. Yes.
Come to me, droids.
But anyways, so that was our picks. Now, we did have folks who did give us their picks on the old Facebook.
Yeah,
So Greg Holcomb, who's a friend of the show,
I'll hop on there too, Mark. Later.
gave us. It's actually on my Facebook.
I know it is.
But his three were Starscream, Marvin the Paranoid Android, and Clockwork Smurf. Those are his three.
Marvin the Paranoid Android?
Yes.
Who is that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah.
Marvin the Paranoid Android.
It might have been like a Marvin the Martian thing, maybe? I don't know.
No,
I don't know. But anyways, Wally Cisniak gave us his three.
He's the
Wally
robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah,
yeah. Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay.
Yep.
So Wally's were Wally, of course, the Iron Giant, and Red Tornado.
No.
Were his three.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Gus Marinac had R2D2, C-3PO, and the Terminator.
Terminator.
Yeah, we heard from Steve Canaris from Free Lunch fame. His three were Mr. Data from Star Trek, T-1000, who Mike Haynes is married to, and ED-209 from RoboCop. Was that the big, like, robot security thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Scott Pellin also reached out and gave us his four, actually. He couldn't just keep it to three because he was worried that no one would know what his first one was. Frankenstein Jr.
I remember that from the cartoon.
Yes. Then he gave us Red Tornado as well. Cliff Steele. And The Vision.
Yeah, Vision.
So those are the folks who reached out to us and gave us their top three picks. You can still keep them coming. We'll you can put a thing at when we post this on the Facebook page with the question, and then you can put underneath your top three picks, and maybe we'll mention them next week on next week's show. And we'll also post during the week what the topic for next Monday is going to be. So stay tuned for that as well.
Yeah, great job, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
Through your choices and beyond, through all literature and entertainment, do you like robots more as the hero or the villain?
That's a good question. I think you go, Mark.
I think Bryon was about to say, I think they're more compelling as villains.
Oh, you're stealing my answer.
But I enjoy. It depends upon what the story is. If it's an all robot story, then it doesn't really bother me either way. I just enjoy robots in general, like BattleBots. I'll watch anything with robots. So,
all right. Quick question to that, Mark. Terminator 1, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Which character did you like better?
Neither. I didn't like either of the Terminators. I prefer the T-2000, the one that has the made of like the magma that kind of like molds.
The liquid.
Yeah, the liquid.
T-1000.
Yeah, is that the T-1000? Then yeah, that one. I prefer that.
You like the villain?
I just like that character. I wasn't a big fan of the Terminator series growing up.
How about you, Bryon?
Terminator 2. That's where
So you like the Arnold Schwarzenegger with character that's good?
Good character, good Terminator.
I think those two movies, you stop it right there, and none of them ever happened. I mean, the 1 and 2 are perfect.
Judgment Day.
They're great. They're great science fiction films, and they're great, just great 80s. Well, that one came out in the late 90s, but I mean, they were perfect the way they are, and I think they expanded too much to confusion, to nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Arnold in that sequel, I mean, he really perfected that character, and I think he's memorable to the point of spilling into
Iconic.
Yeah, he's iconic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the new Terminator film, I don't know if you guys want to know spoilers, but the first 10 minutes, they change. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's just
The
terrible.
first 10 minutes.
We all
of that
knew
movie-
it was going to retcon all the other ones.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about, John? Did you see
I
that?
saw the last one.
All right. So, Mark, the beginning of the new movie, you think Sarah Connor and John Connor, they get away at the end of T2.
Yeah.
Well, literally in the very beginning, they do some crazy magic wizardry with face
Yes.
things that make them look like those characters back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Terminator shows up and kills them both.
Yeah.
Kills just John Connor.
Yeah, because she's
Kills
still
John
around,
Connor, yeah. But
Yeah.
oh yeah, she's still around. Kills John Connor.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the CG is unbelievably good in that one section.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like that deep fake technology where
Yeah, they wasted all the money on the
it's
beginning.
good enough by frame to mold your face on another person's body.
Yeah, it was uncanny. Very uncanny. Like, it was very good. But, it's like, really? You're going to do that?
Yeah.
Well, they did it. Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah,
I mean, there was
man.
neither of them were Sam Worthington. So, I mean,
Right.
none of them could compete with how good he was in Salvation.
Woo! I like Salvation. I like the ending. I mean, I enjoyed that fight.
Yeah, because I meant the movie was over.
Yeah, that's true. I did like when the old Arnold showed up and he had to fight Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
the really bad CGI'd Arnold.
I'll give Salvation credit because it was an original. It didn't feel like the same old. But I mean,
No,
it was
more dystopian and all that, and then
it was different.
Christian Bale wasn't. Besides the way he acted on set, move that aside.
Yeah,
It was not bad.
it wasn't that bad. It could have been worse, right?
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
That's always
How-
a glowing recommendation for a movie. It could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
So how do you prefer your robots, John? As villains or as heroes?
Films.
Yeah, I think
They're
they're more
about like the
compelling.
HAL and all that kind of. You like that kind of?
Well, those are. I didn't include those in my choices because those were more like AIs. I tried to reserve my choices to things that had physical bodies.
Yeah.
It gets a little on the fringe once you just associate any AI.
Yeah.
Probably Russell Crowe's character Sid is probably the closest because he really was an AI, but
They gave him
fact that they
physical
gave
form.
a physical
Yeah.
body and he died in the physical body.
Yeah.
But maybe because just like I said recently, what I've been doing lately is I just watched all 3 seasons of Westworld within the last 2 weeks.
Mm.
There's not that many of the robots I really see in that as good people. Like, I really disliked. I had probably the most attachment to Dolores, but not because I liked her.
Yeah.
I didn't like
She was
her.
basically the main character of the whole series. So.
But
I concur.
I also like David, and David was a great villain.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You really have to watch. I know you haven't watched it yet, probably, but you really should watch the original Westworld from the 70s.
I'm curious now.
It's
But
really
then
good.
You also have the Terminators, which are iconic, and the robots, especially the robot mother in that movie, isn't completely a villain, but is very ambiguous. I guess the ambiguous I like even better. Ones that you don't know throughout the story,
Yeah, if they're good or bad.
which way they're going to go. Like the Terminator, it's pretty obvious in the beginning. He's
Yeah.
the bad guy. He shows up and he just starts murdering people.
Yeah.
But they're interesting.
I like it. All right, gentlemen. So I think that'll wrap it up for today.
Sorry, I was late.
It's all right.
I made it though.
It was a last minute adjustment. It wasn't like a big deal.
Unacceptable. So I had that meet me at 1 o'clock, so I just wanted to try to get as much as we could in before that.
Yeah.
Well, next Monday we can meet up for like 11, if possible, or
Or whenever. We'll figure it out, yeah.
11 works or 10 o'clock works.
Folks on the folks on the show don't care, so the folks that watch don't care. So
what are we going to do next week?
I don't know. We'll figure out we'll figure out a topic and we'll post it. We'll let people know what the topic's going to be.
All right, I love it, Mark.
Yeah, leave it to the tease to bring the people back for next week.
Leave it to Beaver, baby.
Leave it to Beaver. Leave it to the Beaver. So that'll do it for this week. We appreciate you all for watching us on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you happen to watch the show, or if you listen to us on the Podbean. We appreciate that as well. Like, subscribe, join up on the Facebook pages, comment as much as possible. Tell us what you want us to, maybe you can give us a topic suggestion. Give us an idea what you think we should talk about. We'll appreciate that as well. But we'll see you all next week. For John, Bryon, Bobby, and myself, be safe, everybody.
Leave it to Beaver.
Leave it to Beaver.